Dear students, welcome to Tania's Biology. Today my topic is about male reproductive system. In this video, I will cover all reproductive part and their connections. Okay, we all know that testis is the major part of male reproductive system. The associated part that is associated with the testis is known as epididymis. As we know, testis is oval shaped structure, and from there we have seen that some fine duct is arising, which which is the sperm getting conducted to the next structure, through which the sperms getting conducted to the next structure. But what is the next structure? The next structure is epigenesis. As we see, we don't see it as a coiled structure, we see it as a straight structure, but the epidermis is a coiled long tube, and it is divided into three parts, That means the testis is oval shaped structure. Testis is associated with another structure known as epididymis. Epididymis is long tube structure. It's a long tube structure. Okay, and it is divided into three parts. Head part, body part or middle part, and tail part. As you can see, this structure of testis, which is surrounded by epididymis, this head part, this is the head part. The another name of head part is caput epididymis. Okay. This is the middle part or body part. Which is all known as corpus epididymis, and this portion is the tail part, The tail part is known as cauda, cauda epididymis. These are the different parts of epididymis. As we know, epididymis is a long tubular structure which is divided into three parts: caput epididymis, corpus epididymis, and cauda epididymis. In this last section, in the section of tail part, the tail part of the epididymis, where the sperms are stored for few hours. Here the sperms are stored for few hours, like 18 to 24 hours. Here the sperms, that in the cauda epididymis, the sperms are stored for few hours, like 18 to 24 hours. Okay. In this part, when the sperms are stored in the tail portion, they get physically matured. Okay. When we draw the whole structure, when we see the whole structure, we cannot differentiate the part. So here I tried to show you the different parts of epididymis. That means after the testis, which is the oval shaped structure, the sperms are conducted in the second structure, which is the epididymis. Epididymis is a tubular structure, and it is divided into three parts: head part, body part, and tail part. In this tail part, sperms are stored for few hours, like 18 to 24 hours. In this process, sperms achieved physiological maturity. When we see the whole structure, we can't able to differentiate this portion. So I will tell you the different portion of epididymis. Now I will tell you the whole scenario. Okay. If you see the structure, you can understand many things. This is a frontal view. Of male reproductive system. Epididymis is present in the behind phase. Okay. From the lower part of epididymis, or from the tail portion of the epididymis, it will conducted a duct. Here you can see the duct. Here is the duct. this is the duct, okay. This arises from the lower part of the epididymis, okay. This duct is known as vas deferens. This duct is known as vas deferens. As we see, this duct is known as vas deferens, okay. That means this duct arises from the lower part. As you see that from the, if this is epididymis, it will arises from the lower part of the epididymis. That means vas deferens will arises from the lower part of the epididymis, okay. This is known as vas deferences. The duct go to the abdominal cavity in the inguinal canal. The duct go to the abdominal cavity. As we see that this duct go to the abdominal cavity through the inguinal canal. As we know, the inguinal canal is a connection between the two phases, okay, abdominal cavity, and the other one is this portion, okay. Now the next part of the urethra, ureter, if you see the whole structure, this structure is known as urinary bladder. This portion is known as urinary bladder. When the vas deferens enter in the urinary bladder, it forms a loop-like structure. That means this vas deferens entered the bladder by forming a loop. The next part of the urethra carry the both urine and sperm. Both the sperm and the urine. This is known as urinogenital duct. This portion is known as urinogenital duct, okay. This portion is known as urinogenital duct. That means the portion where the sperm as well as the urine is passing. That means the portion of the urethra that carry both the urine and the sperm is known as urinogenital duct, and this tip is the urinogenital opening, okay. Before the vas deferens enter into the urethra, it forms a bulge-like structure. This is the bulge. This bulge-like structure is known as seminal vesicle, okay. This seminal vesicle arises from the ampulla. If you see the structure, this is like vas deferens. When it entered, it form a bulge. This bulge will arise as a leaf-like structure which is known as seminal vesicle. And the bulge is known as ampulla. This is the ampulla portion. This is the seminal vesicle. That means seminal vesicle arises from the bulge of the vas deferences before it enter in the urethra. The vas deferens enter into the urethra, it forms a small bulge. This bulge is known as ampulla. From the ampulla arises a glandular structure which is known as seminal vesicles. From the ampulla, a gland-like part arises which is known as seminal vesicle. Okay. What is ejaculatory duct? If you see the another name, the name is ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct. What is ejaculatory duct? This is a portion of vas deferens. This is a portion of vas deferens but named different. Why? The next portion of the seminal vesicle. Actually, the tube is the same, that is vas deferens. When after it covered the structure of seminal vesicle, it named a new name. It got a new name, which is what is the new name? The new name is ejaculatory duct. The duct is the same. As we know, the vas deferens arises from the tail part of the epidermis. After it forms a bulge, that is ampulla, from where the seminal vesicle arises. It named different, or it got a new name. What is the new name? The new name is ejaculatory duct. The new name is ejaculatory duct. Okay, that means this is also a part of vas deferens. This is also a part of vas deferens. This portion is known as ejaculatory duct. Okay. Now, next structure, the next structure from the after the ejaculatory duct, the next structure after ejaculatory duct is prostate gland. It is a donut shaped gland. If you see the orange color structure, this portion is known as prostate gland. This is a glandular structure present in male reproductive system. Okay, this prostate gland is a donut shaped structure. All this view is not possible if we not remove the prostate gland. We can't able to see the connection if we not in this prostate gland is transverse section. This is a transverse section of the prostate gland. After we remove the another portion, then we can able to see the connection. Otherwise we are not able to see the connection. That means prostate gland is a one type of gland that is associated with male reproductive system, which is donut shaped. Okay, this connection is not visible unless and until this prostate gland is removed. This connection is not visible until unless this prostate gland is removed. Okay. Now the next part, the muscular and tubular structure that surrounding the urinogenital duct. This is urinogenital duct. This is urinogenital duct. This is surrounding by muscular and tubular structure. It is known as penis. As you can see, this is known as penis. Okay, this muscular as well as the tubular structure. Penis show some swelling at the end. As we know, penis is the external genitalia. In my previous video, I have already discussed about penis. Okay, that means penis show some swelling at the end, and the tip has some loose skin folds. The tip has some loose skin folds. Okay, which is known as foreskin or prepullae. The tip of the penis shows some loose skin fold. This is known as foreskin or prepullae. Okay, this is known as prepullae. It is highly sensitive area. This is highly sensitive area. That means epidermis part, that epidermis arises from the testis, which is a oval shaped structure. Epidermis is divided into three parts: head part, body part and tail part. From the tail part or within the tail part, and the sperms are present. Okay, the sperms are present within the tail part for some time, like 18 to 24 hours. Then it passes through the vas deferens. Vas deferens, when entered the urethra, it forms a loop-like structure. At the end, it forms a small bulge, which is known as ampulla. From the ampulla, gland arises, which is known as seminal vesicle. A glandular structure arises from the ampulla, known as seminal vesicle. Okay, the vas deferens is renamed after the seminal vesicle is formed. The new name is ejaculatory duct. What is urinogenital system? Urinogenital system is a common pathway where the urine as well as the sperm can pass. Okay, in the part of the urethra that carry both the urine and the sperm is known as urinogenital duct. Okay, the next structure is the prostate gland. Is a bulge or donut shaped structure that is present, which is known as prostate gland. Okay, the muscular and tubular structure that surrounded the urinogenital system is known as penis. The urinogenital system is surrounded by a muscular and tubular structure, which is known as penis. The tip of the penis shows some loose skin fold, which is known as foreskin or prepullae, which is highly sensitive. This is the total scenario of male reproductive system. When we considered some glands, there are some glands, they are also present, which is known as corpus gland, COWPERS. Corpus gland present the top portion of the penis. If you see the structure, here the corpus gland are present. These are the yellow dotted portion are the corpus gland. Okay, this portion is corpus gland. Let me write it. This corpus gland present top portion of the penis and secrete mucus, and secrete what it secrete? It secrete mucus which helps in lubrication, What is the function of seminal vesicle? Is another gland that is present or that is associated with male reproductive system. This is another gland that is associated with male reproductive system, that is seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle is a long and muscular structure, also as a saccular structure, open into the vas deferens. As you see that it open into the vas deferens. Okay, this portion of the vas deferens. It secrete prostaglandin. It secrete prostaglandin. What is the function of prostaglandin? It activates the sperm, helps in contraction in male reproductive tract, that help the sperm to swim into the fertilization site. It helps to reach the sperm in the fertilization site. That means seminal vesicle play a major role in fertilization, because it helps to reach the sperm into the fertilization site, and by activating the sperm. The next gland that is associated with male reproductive system is the prostate gland. This gland is present in the upper part of the penis. Okay. This secrete bicarbonate ions as well as lipid, citric acid. These are the things that are secreted from the prostate glands. The lipid present in the prostate gland secretion helps in nutrition and nourishment. Whereas the bicarbonate ion that are present in the secretion that provide the basic pH. For the sperm, because the vagina in the female reproductive system is acidic, so sperm can die. So it basically maintain the pH of the sperm. Okay, this is all about the male reproductive system. In this two video, I like to cover all the part associated with the male reproductive system. This is the written phenomenon that is observed. You can see here, there is a vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, urethra, that I have already discussed. What are the function of vas deferens, what is ejaculatory duct, this is a rename of vas deferens, what is ureter, what is urethra, what is seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland. The bulbourethral gland is another name of corpus gland. Okay, bulbourethral gland is another name of corpus gland. If you want to get all the idea about male reproductive system, you need to see the two videos, okay, one by one to understand it. Firstly, you need to see the first video, then the second video. If you like my video, if you want to get more video related to any kind of biological topic, you can comment me in my comment section. You can share my video, and if you like it, please go for like video and subscribe my channel.